Different brand, same ingredients.
Same ingredients.
I agree with you, which is why I don't pick Coke or Pepsi. I drink RC Cola. It's the third party of colas.
I love it.
It's no secret that the two-party system is deeply ingrained in American politics. It's either red or blue, Democrat or Republican, with little room for anything else. In fact, third parties are often dismissed as fringe or smeared as spoilers.
If you're a real independent, don't waste your vote. Don't fall for the trick. It's a wasted vote if you put it toward one of these people. They are the candidates, not of independence, but of people like Putin, of Trump, and of disruption.
Some, like Democrat Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, have even labeled third parties as predatory and a danger to democracy.
You're not serious. You're not to me, it does not read as authentic. It reads as predatory.
Is that right, AOC? Well, don't tempt me with a good time. Today, we're going behind the scenes at the free and equal debate. Okay, since we're behind the scenes, I just have to interject. This really did happen.
Can I go back? Can I go back, please?
Probably not her best moment, but arguably could be one of the best things to happen to third parties in a very long time. Because now the mainstream media is talking about it. All press is good press. And with that being said, let's get back to it. Today, we're going behind the scenes at the Free and Equal Debate, hosted by the Free and Equal Elections Foundation, which has been hosting debates with independent and third-party candidates since 2008. To speak to a few of these so-called predatory candidates, Jill Stein of the Green Party.
Jews, Muslims, and Christians have lived together in peace for centuries. And anyone who says otherwise does not know what they are talking about. What disturbed the peace was not Jews, it was Zionists.
And Libertarian Party candidate for President Chase Oliver.
Failure to get our fiscal house in order will lead to calamity for our kids and grandkids. This is why I support balancing the budget today, submitting a balanced budget to Congress, and if they don't bring me one back, it's a vetoed budget that I would return back to them if I were President of the United States. We have to hold ourselves to that higher ideal. And yes, there will be pain.
Tell the world about the Libertarian Party. What do you guys stand for?
Yeah, so we are the third largest political party in the United States, and we stand for limited government, limiting government down to its minimal size, basically securing the civil liberties of other people from being impeded upon by others. So if you're living your life in peace, you're not hurting anybody, there should be no need for any government to regulate anything about your life, so long as you're not harming the civil liberties of another person's.
The Green Party is a people-powered party that stands for everyday working people who've been thrown under the bus. We do not take money from corporations and the economic elites. You can't sit down and write $1 million check for the Green Party's candidates like you can for Kamala Harris and Donald Trump and RFK and even the Libertarian candidate, if I'm not mistaken. You know, we don't take money from AIPAC and the war industry and Wall Street and the fossil fuel industry and Big Pharma. So we have policies that actually meet the American people's needs.
We support free markets, free trade, and the principle of non-aggression. Again, so if you're not aggressing against anybody, there should be any reason for aggression against you. And so on things like immigration, we support immigration being able to be, relatively free for people to come here and seek a better life for themselves, work hard if they want to, as long as they live in accordance with our laws and don't harm other people.
So what's going on in the border is an absolute crisis and a travesty.
Right now it's overly expensive, it's time consuming, it's very complicated. We need to streamline the process to what I call the 21st century Ellis Island.
Let's not displace people and force them to come here fleeing for their lives. Not to mention our climate emissions, which are driving the climate crisis. They are not coming under control. Our climate emissions are growing constantly in spite of the lip service that the Democrats give to this. They are not solving the problems.
First thing we have to do is balance our budget, stop spending more each year than we're taking in, to stop adding to the debt. Once you do that, it involves paying down the debt. Like, how do you do that? You don't want to do that by taxing people. You do that by starting to sell off federal lands and gradually index that money towards paying down the national debt. That won't pay down the entire national debt, but it will get ourselves started so we can put ourselves back into a path of sustainability. We're not spending right now, I think it's $9 billion a day just on the interest of the debt alone. Imagine what we could be doing for a lot better with $9 billion a day than funding a debt.
We are about to be embroiled in World War III right now because the White House has basically handed over the baton for commander-in-chief to Bibi Netanyahu, and he is dragging us into war. Israel is about to attack Iran. Iran is partnered with Russia, and Israel intends to attack the nuclear facilities, and Russia has said, don't you dare. We could be heading into World War III in the next 2 weeks and to a nuclear exchange. Do not let them drag us blindly into World War III. And by the way, the draft is back. So if we're at war, you may be sent over to fight it. Do not get dragged into war. Do not get dragged into actually being drafted, and do not get dragged into genocide.
If you, like Stein and Oliver, think that the solution to America's problems lies outside of the two-party system, you're not alone. 43% of American adults now identify as independents, far outpacing registered Republicans or Democrats at 27% each. Yet, despite this growing discontent, third parties have always faced an uphill battle, though every so often, they've managed to shake things up. In 1912, former President Theodore Roosevelt split from the Republicans to run with the Progressive Party, winning 27% of the vote, the strongest third party showing ever, and a clear threat to the two-party dominance. Then, in 1948, Southern Democrat Strom Thurmond and his Dixiecrat Party challenged the Democrats over civil rights, winning 4 Southern states. And in 1968, George Wallace tapped into social tensions, winning 5 states on a law and order platform, a message that ended up shaping American politics for decades to come. The last real third-party threat came in 1992, when Ross Perot's Reform Party shocked the establishment by winning almost 19% of the popular vote. Perot's anti-NAFTA and anti-corruption platform struck a nerve, showing how a self-funded outsider could disrupt the traditional game. But since then, the rules have gotten even tougher. Third-party candidates have since been effectively locked out of debates. Party operatives and their friends in the establishment media have conspired to label alternative parties spoilers, accusing them of stealing votes. And the establishment have also taken to more and more aggressive tactics to keep alternative parties off ballots.
The Democrats have recently run their first ad campaign against the Green Party, you in particular. So what's your response? Is that a good thing?
Oh, absolutely. I see this as a real badge of honor.
You have no issues with being sort of the spoiler?
I reject the concept of spoiler. Yeah, entirely. It is plain BS. The parties of abolition before the Civil War, they were called spoilers. Basically, spoiler means you are a threat to the established political elites, which is a good thing because they've been throwing everyday people under the bus.
If you wanted to say we're a spoiler candidate, first off, you can't spoil what's already rotten, which is the two-party system, Republicans and Democrats. And so in this election, I urge you to vote Libertarian, signify your dissatisfaction. And even if you're in a swing state, that's where you really have the maximum impact. And make your voice be heard. Say, I am not going to play this game. I can't play the two-party game. The game of debt, the game of war, the game of control, the game of lack of privacy. That's what the two-party system gives us. Reject it.
Truth is, the two-party system in America isn't just about politics. It's a way to keep us divided and distracted. A tool for control, where we're pitted against each other to ensure we never challenge the powers at the top. Meanwhile, the mainstream media acts as a willing accomplice, pushing narratives that maintain the status quo on behalf of their corporate and political masters. And behind the scenes, billionaires and corporations funnel money into both parties to ensure the major parties stay aligned with their profit-maximizing agendas. A rather bleak picture, I might say. So I asked Chase Oliver and Jill Stein, how do we break the duopoly?
I know I just might have been a downer saying it, whichever one wins, we lose, right? But the truth is young Americans, you have the ability to change the way we do things. You have the ability to go out there in the world and actually affect this change and reject the two-party system and build up a better world. If you get involved and you get out and vote in the numbers you need to, in the next 2 election cycles, you will control the plurality of votes and you will control the direction of this country. So get out, be involved, get out and vote, get out and be an activist. And trust me, we can make the world a better place. I'm an optimist.
Well, my message is that of power, and I would echo Frederick Douglass, who said, power concedes nothing without a demand. It never has and it never will. That's how we exercise power. In fact, we have the numbers. We have the numbers that want to get rid of student debt, that want to end the genocide in Gaza, that want to cut the military, that want to create public higher education for free. We have the numbers if we stand up and we vote with the courage of our convictions. It's not like vote because it's your duty, vote because it's your power.
At the end of the day, maybe it's not about liking or hating third parties or even voting for the third parties. Maybe it's just about asking why these voices are being kept out, who benefits and who suffers, and what future we're robbing from our children because of it. That is it for me this week. I hope you enjoyed this segment. Let me know what your thoughts are about the election. It's just a few days away now. I want to know what ultimately is driving how you vote. Please share, because I would love to have a bit of a chat in the comment section below. If you'd like to support my work so I can do more of these types of segments, just take a second to like this video, share with as many people as you can, subscribe if you haven't already done so, hit that notification bell so you're going to be the first to know when my next video drops. I got some spicy ones coming up in the pipeline that you won't want to miss. As always, thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you in the next one.